Silly season is well and truly underway, and today I have a new set of golf clubs from the best iron manufacturer in golf. Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson and welcome back to this YouTube channel. This is the first video we've filmed in 2026. Bob, is it good to be back?
Yeah.
Right, I'm really excited by these. We've been trying to get out on the golf course with them for quite some time. These are the brand new Mizuno M13 irons. They look absolutely fantastic. There's a tri-cut sole in here. There's plenty of strong loft in here as well. And I just think these could be some of the best looking irons you'll ever see. We also have today the new Mizuno M15 irons. Now they're more of a kind of, you know what these remind me of? Remember the MP32s?
Oh, a little bit.
Very similar to them, but these are a hollow bodied kind of player's distance iron. So guys, we're gonna do a video on these. That'll be coming very, very soon. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see that. Today we're gonna focus more heavily on these bad boys, the 13s. I think they look fantastic. I'm gonna, Bob, do you know how much these are?
I don't.
Well, you're gonna have to research it and put it here because I don't, but what I do know is they're a lot. They're not cheap irons at all. And I think at the moment, with the way that the world is, are people happy to spend that amount of money on irons? I'm not so sure, but I'll certainly test them for you today and see just how good they actually are. So, we're on the academy course here at Woolley Park Golf. We made a bit of a mess, but we can kind of continue. Now, as a, I'll tell you what, Mizuno just know exactly what they're doing with this. Bob, come from around here, because that looks like one of the best iron heads I've ever seen. We might have to kind of put a bit of backing footage in that, because to do it justice. Right, what do you reckon? 7 iron, 160 yards. Bob, it's a little bit cold. We've got the full swing kit here, so if anyone wants to check that out as well, I'll link it in the description below. I've started using this and really enjoy it. So guys, just a really quick one. As a lot of you may have seen, I've been using the brand new full swing kit for my numbers in the videos in 2026. I've been trusting it for testing. I've been using it to help enhance my game, and I've been absolutely loving it so far. I love the portability. I love the ease of use. I love that it can go in my golf bag. And also guys, if you want to check it out, there will be a link in the description with a little, because I honestly think I've massively upgraded my numbers with this full swing kit. Right. Straight off the bat, that felt fantastic. And the old saying is, nothing feels like a Mizuno, isn't it? But realistic terms, what have we got there? First swing of the year after a rather heavy Christmas period. What do you think, Bob?
165.
Carry 169, spin around 6,000, a little bit less, which is pretty good to be honest. And a total of 171. So you can see we've got loads of control there with the first swing with these clubs. And this is something which we know Mizuno do this well. And we also know that Mizuno have got the new woods out at the moment, because that video was live the other day. These actually embargoed before the woods, but because of the bad weather here in the UK, we didn't have time. We didn't have time, Bob, did we? We didn't have time to do them. We generally do focus on woods a little bit more when it comes to this time of year. And I don't really know why, because I think irons, it's so easy to get obsessed with distance and woods, but a really nice set of irons can really set your season going and really get you. Oh, that is so good. That is honestly just a glorious, glorious shot. It was a little bit heely, but this is out. This is ridiculous. 170 carry, 7,000 spin on the nose. It's the centre of this first green here. Decent club head speed, good ball speed. And again, it's kind of landing and stopping really, really nicely. So for an iron that isn't a distance iron, this isn't a distance iron, this is like a kind of player's little bit forgiving, strong lofted iron, that, as a result, is rather ridiculous. And the strikes were good, but they varied a touch, right. Similar swing with the new Mizuno. Now this will be interesting, because that was a low strike, wasn't the best hit. It is careering up towards the hole, and we have lost a bit there. That wasn't a very good strike. That's down at a 150. Spin's still good. I imagine that's going to run a little bit further up, so 156. So you can see that although this is supposed to be a forgiving iron, it's certainly not a player's iron. We've lost 15 yards there, front to back on a bad strike. Let's continue to work through the set. Let's see if these could be a viable set of irons for you, for me, or even for Bobby. Not at that price, Bob. Not at that price. So these irons are due to replace the 243 iron from Mizuno, and I think they've done quite a good job of still in keeping that kind of nice Mizuno look. I've got a request though. I don't think we need Mizuno Pro on the back. I think less is better, isn't it, Bob, when it comes to something like this? And the old irons where they just said Mizuno on the back, beautiful. You can see we do have that little kind of plating in the back there, so that it acts for good visuals, but also it's going to help dampen sound and feel and stuff. It's grain flow forged 1025E. But I'll get that in because obviously there's not a lot of tech to go in, is there, Bob? Apart from that triple cooked chips. No, we're still on Christmas mode, aren't we? Right, this is the 9 iron. Are we going with the traces, Bob? Are you sure? Sure. Okay. You don't act like it's not happened before, Bob, because it's happened. Right, looking down at it, this does look incredibly Mizuno MP32 like, and I think for me that's something which Mizuno have really kind of harped into, because we know they can make a good looking iron, we know they can make a fantastic iron at a dress, so realistically here I think they've done a pretty fantastic job. So we could have just b-rolled that, Bob, to be fair, but I appreciate the legwork. Honestly, from a feel point of view, like, they're soft but not too soft, if you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't kind of overtake the idea of, what do you think we've got there for the 9 iron?
132.
That's worrying, isn't it?
Oh my.
158. 158, spinning at 7,000, so the spin was okay. Let's go again. Because I think for a 9 iron, realistically, you kind of want it, well, I want it around kind of 145, 150. So 158 is okay, it's just a little bit long, isn't it? Oof, that wasn't, I slipped there, Bob. What's this one going to be? Because that one wasn't a good strike. Is it? I'll tell you what, it's only 10 feet away. And you can see there, so spinning, again down at 6s, 130 carry that time, 137 total. That was just a horrendous strike. I do feel like these could be the irons where, you know, they've got the tour irons like the S3s and stuff like that, so they're still going to be running. And these are really the iron where, you know, if you want to be that guy, but you're not that guy. You're not that guy. You're not the guy who has the really small blade, and that's fine. It doesn't make you any less of a person or a man or a woman. That was nice. That was nice, and that is all over it as well. Oh, it took a god-awful bounce, but again, this is more kind of where you'd want to see it. So 8,000 spin that time, carrying 140 and a 143 toe. So that's around kind of where I would want it. The first one went a little bit far. Let's look at the long irons and let's see if you maybe would go split set with these, or if you look at the new Mizuno Fly High, which is coming in with these new M13 and M15 irons. Guys, get in the comments below, what are your thoughts so far? Could you see yourself using them? Right, long irons. Now this is where I happen to think people need to be a little bit wary, a little bit careful, a little bit cautious, because these do look incredibly good, and I feel like you might get suckered into maybe having a full set of them. However, there's plenty of tech in here, there's plenty of forgiveness in here. Oh, I've just, all that time to get out of tea and I've just knocked it off with my big clumsy size 10. But you can really start to see that tri-cook sole in the kind of long irons, can't you? So it's going to help with turf interaction and of course sound and feel. Is that overly important to you? I don't know. Get in the comments below and let me know. But oh, it does look, I keep throwing you there, don't I? It does look really, really good as a kind of top level. Bag appeal, I think it looks as good as anything Mizuno have made that isn't just a pure blade. Like, do we need that cutout bit there? Maybe not, but the fact that it sits in and it doesn't look like a kind of cheap material, which sometimes we have seen in the past, where I've had Mizuno MP32s, I've had Mizuno MP30s, I've had Mizuno MP, I had a set of MP1s, which I had no right having. I had a set of 63s, I had a set of 67s. 32s. All day 32s are probably the best iron ever made, Bob. Right, 5M, we're hoping for about 200. Cold, maybe a little bit less, but you'd want some decent numbers really with these. Oh, I've shanked that one, Bob. That is not good. Yeah, I was a little bit worried about the about the tractor. That wasn't the best strike I've ever hit. But again, this is where I don't really know what's happened there, to be honest. I'll try to tell you, but we'll I think we'll just go again, Bob. We'll keep it in, keep them all in, don't we? Come on, have a better shot than that. It went 170 out of the hosel. There we go. That's a better one, that's a better feel. I don't feel, and to go back to that previous one, I don't feel like I've shanked it because of the head size. It was just a bad hit. Now, that is okay. 180 carry, 5/4 spin, it's going to be nearly a 200 total. It's nearly the 7-iron number, isn't it? The 7-iron was kind of a 170 that stopped 170. And this is where I do feel often where if you're going to get a full set of clubs like this, make sure the gapping's correct. Make sure you don't have to get the same set throughout, do you? You can kind of work on it and make sure you've got the right set throughout, 4 to wedge or 5 to wedge or whatever you want to do. Let's see if we can flight this one down, because I do feel like if you're the guy who buys these, first of all, I think you're getting a good set of irons that work well and are more forgiving than the blades. But I still think you're going to want to be able to flight it down, to hit the draw, to hit the fade. I'm just going to work on them a bit. That's as good as I've got that. That's really nice. Lovely big high penetrating fade. It's pitched on the green down there. It's very, very consistent. However, the spin was up a little bit, and as you can see, not the best distance there with long irons. So potential for a nice set of irons for anyone here who wants a nice forged feeling good set of irons. Are they the most forgiving I've tested this year? Yeah, it's the first video of the year, but I think definitely you need to be on your game if you're going to game these. Guys, get in the comments below, could you see yourself gaming a set of gorgeous irons like this? We're going to test the 15s next, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Thank you once and all, and I'll see you all same time tomorrow. Goodbye.